Don't bring grills inside to heat your house. Don't run your generator inside your house. We're seeing an increased risk of fire danger, so be extra cautious. If you are trying to warm yourself, do not use anything that is not approved for that specific purpose.
Now, those are certainly words of caution this morning for storm victims facing the cold without electricity. News 13's Justin Berger takes us inside a Fairview home without power, showing us what options are available to those in need.
On Tuesday evening on Guffey Mountain Road in Fairview, Frank McBride's thermometer dips below 40 degrees.
You put on layers.
An oil lamp illuminating his kitchen table.
It's a necessity. It's not an ambience, believe me.
His toilets haven't flushed in weeks. He doesn't have power.
The record for us is 5 days.
And how long's it been now?
18.
As his breath becomes more visible, he's piling on the layers, wearing multiple around the house, sleeping with extra comforters. But he says going to the shelter has not crossed his mind.
Luckily, a neighbor further up the mountain lent us the barbecue thing. You know, it's a little one, but it's fine. You know, have a hot tea here.
Many on his road are without power. Just outside his home, downed lines, splintered poles, and out-of-place transformers. McBride says he understands why it's taken so long.
You seem to be very patient despite the fact that you haven't had power in 18 days.
Well, it is. It's a 100-year storm. The last one was of this note was 1916. So I lived too long.
The cold weather is going to stick around for at least a few more days, and it's no telling when power will be.
All right, cut out of that package a little bit.
Yeah, but really kind of interesting.
Yeah,
testament to perseverance.
Yeah, and you can find the rest of it at WLOS.com. Moving on here, the Clyde Fire Department answered the call of duty during flooding from Helene. Firefighters made rescues and evacuations.
But as News 13's Rex Hodge reports, when the rising water reached the fire station for the first time in history, they had to find another base of operations.
You can talk flooding in Clyde from Ivan, Francis, even Fred, but it took Helene to actually reach the Clyde Fire Department and cause some damage.
Chief Wenford Henson says the water got 5 feet deep on the ground floor of the firehouse, something he says has never happened before. He says it damaged everything in its path, including appliances, even vending machines. He says 10 sets of turnout gear worn by firefighters washed down the Pigeon River, each one carrying a price tag of $4,500. Water got into 2 fire trucks, one already repaired at $3,500, another one still in the shop. Henson says insurance will recoup the cost. As repairs are underway at the fire station, operations have moved next door to the Clyde Central United Methodist Church. Henson says they've been a lifesaver with a place to park his trucks and provide room for his crew. The firehouse structure is safe. Henson says as work crews finish repairs, they'll move back, keeping an eye on the weather.
They've done tore the sheetrock out, got it dried, putting up temporary doors right now so we can get our trucks in the warm where it's getting cold weather. So we're going to have to get our trucks where we can keep them from freezing.
The Clyde Fire Department has the honor of having a 9/11 memorial here with 2 pieces of steel from the Twin Towers. The chief says the flood muddied up the place, but he says it will be cleaned up. Reporting from Clyde, Rex Hodge, News 13.
And the Small Business Administration's disaster loan program has run out of money. It comes as communities recover from Hurricanes Milton and Helene. The program offers loans to homeowners, renters, and businesses following a disaster. The SBA is pausing new loan offers until it gets more funding. Congress can approve more funds, but lawmakers are on recess until November 12th. In the meantime, officials say people should keep applying, and the SBA will issue loans when the money becomes available.
From the live desk, we have some important updates from the town of Black Mountain. That area, of course, hit hard by Helene, but there are people to help. Actually, over 150 personnel supporting that town in response to Hurricane Helene. Resources have arrived from all over the East Coast. So good news there. Black Mountain is continuing to work closely with state, federal, as well as volunteer partners. Official town information and resources posted at blackmountainrecovery.org if you need that. Black Mountain has suspended all development fees through June 30th of next year, but you must still obtain a permit from the town prior to beginning development work. North Carolina building inspectors, as well as members of the Red Cross, will be assessing structures in the Black Mountain area over the next week. But remember, they will have proper identification cards and will be able to present those to you. So you can ask for that. We'll have more on resources in Black Mountain for residents there ahead in just about 15 minutes. That's the latest from the live desk.
This morning, we've got updates from Governor Roy Cooper's visit to this area. Nearly 100 people are still missing in the aftermath of Helene, and he cautions that it's not a definitive count and numbers will continue to fluctuate. Now, the governor was in western North Carolina yesterday and is continuing that visit today in Yancey County. Cooper's visit yesterday was at the community care station in Swannanoa, sponsored by Pratt & Whitney. It's a place people can go to take a shower, get food and supplies, and sign up for help from FEMA. The governor also spent time talking with storm victims.
So it's really hard when you've lost your home and some people are staying with relatives. Some people are staying in hotels that FEMA has provided for them. But many of them are just trying to figure out what their next move is.
People are just so grateful to have this space and have a little bit of normalcy. It's overwhelming what's happened here.
Now, the community care station in Swannanoa is located right on Highway 70. It's open daily from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Hot meals are available between 11 and 4.
Damages in Yancey County that total still adding up weeks after Helene first hit. As mentioned, Governor Roy Cooper is set to visit the area today to survey damage and visit the Emergency Operations Center. Local officials say there is major damage to more than 2,300 buildings, including homes. More than 1,400 structures are destroyed. The county commission chair says the damage to buildings really adds up for the owners.
Folks, that's 7,703 structures with damage or effect to them in Yancey County. That's staggering. This is long term. And I'm going to tell you something, the community has come together. We will rebuild because we are Yancey strong.
A shelter for Yancey County residents remains open at Blue Ridge Elementary School.